on Sunrise and streaming on crossroadstoday.com. President Joe Biden says a two-state solution between the Israelis and Palestinians is needed for peace calls and for humanitarian aid. An Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is blasting Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer's calls to hold a new election in Israel. Plus, Vladimir Putin poised to win re-election as president of Russia, holding another 6 years as the country's leader.
And we're going to be a little bit cooler for the next few days after that cold front arrives this morning. We'll take a look at that in the weather coming up.
Strong women carrying their weight in gold. I'll have that coming up in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Carolina Astray.
And I'm Parker Cox.
And today it's the 18th day of March 2024. The time is now just about 6:31 on our Monday morning. And today it's Awkward Moments Day.
Awkward Moments Day. That's an interesting day. You know what an awkward moment I have is when I'm always stumbling on the TV.
Oh, Parker.
I'm always, every once in a while I have a moment where I'm like,
well, you've been getting so much better.
oh yeah, I have been getting better. I'm
Yeah.
actually, what, eight months into this now? So I'm having a lot of fun. I love giving y'all the weather every day. It's so much fun.
You do a great job, Parker.
Thank you, Carolina.
I have some awkward moments myself. I've already had to sneeze like 3 times
You've
on
had
air
a few
this
sneezes
morning.
out there. Well, Carolina, you know why you're sneezing? It's because it's a little bit windy out there, and we've got a little bit of pollen in the air coming with that wind. And you know why it's windy out there? Because we've got a cold front coming our way this morning. In fact, if you're tuning in with us this morning, you're looking live, Victoria, where every once in a while you might see this camera shake a little bit. It's because it's already a little bit breezy out there. Right now, about 61 degrees here in Victoria, but with the dew point 5 degrees off that temperature, got an 83% humidity. And that's going to slowly keep dropping as the wind comes out of the north, especially going to really increase going into this afternoon, gusting up to 30 to 35 miles an hour. It's going to be windy after that cold front arrives. But right now, all of us in the low 60s this morning, mid 60s along the coast, because y'all haven't got that cold front yet. Y'all are next to that water as well. But up there in the north and the 50s, because you got that cold front coming through right now as we speak. But looking at your weather headlines here, like I said, front arrives this morning, but it's going to keep us cooler and windy today, and cooler actually for the next few days as well. But then more thunderstorms coming our way on Thursday. Nothing like this weekend, the last weekend, where we had some severe weather. So that's the good news. Just some garden variety thunder showers. But looking at the timing here, you can see the dew point dropping as soon as that dry, cold air mass comes through right between 9 to 10 a.m. And we're going to be a little dry for the next couple of days, dew point in the 30s. But then when the southerly winds return, we're running right back to the 60s and maybe even 70s. But wind gusts today, 30 to 35. I know the computer says otherwise, but not going to be too bad of a day. Only getting up to the upper 60s. And we'll take a look at all that more in just a few moments. Back to Carolina.
Thank you, Parker. Now to the deadly violence amid a weekend of celebrations along the Florida coast. Shots rang out in Jacksonville Beach, sending people running for their lives. Three people were shot and one of them did not survive.
This morning, deadly violence rocking a spring break hotspot in Florida. Police in Jacksonville Beach say gunfire erupted in the city's beachfront bar district out in the open, leaving 1 person dead and 2 in critical condition.
Damn, they shooting though. Just stay down.
Videos show people running on the beach for cover as shots ring out in the distance.
It's a busy weekend. This is Players Weekend. It's St. Patrick's Day. It's spring break. We have a lot going on out here.
It's unclear what led to the shooting. Investigators overnight said they believe there were multiple gunmen on the run.
We're still trying to figure out, just due to the scope of the area. So we've got a lot of work ahead of us to figure out everything, put all the pieces together.
Law enforcement has been on alert across Florida with spring break underway. Officials in Miami Beach imposed a midnight curfew over the weekend, prompting a lawsuit from nightclubs. But a judge ruled against the clubs, saying the 3-night curfew did not cause irreparable harm. Now the large crowds looking to keep the party going have flocked north. Our Andrew Dimbert is there.
There's been a bit of a party pilgrimage, you could say, from Miami Beach up here to Fort Lauderdale Beach. Already there have been arrests and crimes here, according to authorities, including even battery on an officer.
On New Smyrna Beach, south of Daytona, a teenager pulled a gun during a fight on a crowded beach. A deputy officer quickly intervened, arresting the 16-year-old. Back to the shooting in Jacksonville Beach. Police overnight did not release details about the victims. They're promising an update this morning. Derek Dennis, ABC News, New York.
Vladimir Putin is poised to extend his rule of Russia for 6 more years. According to Russia's Central Election Commission, earlier returns show Putin winning the Russian presidential election with nearly 88% of the vote. After polls closed, voting took place over 3 days at tightly controlled polling stations across the vast country's 11 time zones, many spending hours in line to cast their ballots. President Joe Biden says a two-state solution between the Israelis and Palestinians is needed for peace. He says it's the only path to lasting peace for the region. Biden made those remarks during a St. Patrick's Day celebration event at the White House on Sunday. He's also called for more humanitarian aid for the people of Gaza and the need for a ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is blasting Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer's call for Israel to hold a new election, calling it wholly inappropriate. Netanyahu says a new election would force Israel to stop fighting and paralyze the country for months. Instead, he vowed to continue the fight against Hamas, saying an assault on the southern city of Rafah could be weeks away. Schumer called Netanyahu a major obstacle to a possible two-state solution. Former President Donald Trump says he wants Liz Cheney to be prosecuted. In a Truth Social post Sunday, the former president took aim at Liz Cheney, saying she and other January 6th committee members should be prosecuted. The call comes after allegations that the January 6th committee suppressed evidence about the former president's authorization of National Guard troops during the attacks. Cheney responded to Trump on her X account, saying that all of the accusations against her and other committee members are lies and that the former president is, quote, afraid of the truth. Cheney served as vice chair of the House January 6th committee and emerged as one of the most outspoken critics of the former president. The White House illuminated in green in celebration of St. Patrick's Day on Sunday. This display symbolizes the rich bond between the U.S. and Ireland. Earlier in the day, President Biden held a St. Patrick's Day brunch for Catholic leaders in the East Room. They decked the room out for the holiday with an Irish flag, shamrocks, and green and gold tablecloths. Guest seating cards are written in Celtic-looking green lettering. Remember, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. The time is now 6:37 on our Monday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up on 25 News Now Sunrise. Celine Dion speaking about her current medical condition.
Russell in Washington, Trump's campaign team clearing up comments he made about there being a bloodbath if he's not elected. That story coming up.
And also coming up after the break, take a look at your school bus forecast, followed by your weather and health forecast, and later on Sunrise, take another look at the nice weather that's coming our way for the rest of this week. Well, good morning, Crossroads. If you're all tuning in with us this morning, you're looking live in Cuero, where it's a little bit chilly out there. It's starting to get a little bit chillier, at least, because a cold front is coming through right now as we speak. Up in Cuero, it's about 56 degrees out there. A little bit chilly out there this morning because you got that north wind, northeast wind at about 10 miles an hour. We're probably gusting about 20 miles an hour right now because the cold front's coming through. But as the front's coming through, dew point's dropping as well. Dew point's 49, 7 degrees out for your temperature. You got it at 77% humidity. And that's going to keep dropping for the rest of today. But if you're sitting your kiddos out the door this morning, it's going to be about 61, maybe a little bit cooler in the northern counties because you got that front out there this morning. But as we head back home, we're only warming up to 69 this afternoon. Cool and windy today. Wind gusts probably between 30 to 35 miles an hour at times today, especially in the morning. So with the winds high today, going to have a little bit of grass pollen and tree pollen today. That's why we've been kind of a little sniffly here this morning. So it might be a good idea to take an allergy pill. But if you don't like the cool weather, we're warming right back to the 70s later this week. And I'll take a look at that and more in just a few moments. And that's it for weather. Go look at sports with Zach Brown.
We have a state champion right here in Victoria. The East Ladies going back to back, led by head coach Marcus Hernandez. The mighty Lady Titans have now won the only 2 state championships in the history of the Titans program. That was Olivia Zaboral. You just saw squatting. She had ACL reconstruction surgery back in September. This is Mia Lopez on the bench press throwing up 260. Then we got Kristen Hernandez, 235 pounds. On the bench press in the 198-pound weight class. And we've also got Malderas Maldonado squatting 270. She's in the 123-pound weight class. She's lifting more than double what she weighs. There were a lot of girls who made this championship possible, and hopefully we can catch up with them at some point this week. And over on the west side, check out Brianna Smith throwing up a lot of weight at the squat rack. The west side bringing home some hardware as well. Had a pair of sisters do pretty well. Kyra Williams finishes 3rd in her class. Kiana Price finishing 4th in her class. They've got the medals to prove it. Great job by the Warriors ladies representing the 361 well. With your 25 Sports Now, I'm Zach Brown.
All right, thank you, Zach. We want to invite y'all to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV. Just search for Crossroads Today Plus. Former President Trump's campaign team working to clarify his use of the word bloodbath when describing what would happen if he's not elected. Trump's team says he was only talking about the auto industry. Democrats say he was threatening political violence.
Former President Trump using the word bloodbath when describing what would happen to the auto industry if he's not elected.
We're going to put a 100% tariff on every single car that comes across the line, and you're not going to be able to sell those cars if I get elected. Now, if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath for the whole. That's going to be the least of it.
Trump making the comments at a rally in Ohio on Saturday.
We just have to win this election because he's even predicting a bloodbath. What does that mean? He's going to exact a bloodbath?
A senior advisor for Trump's campaign team says he was only talking about economics, writing, Joe Biden's insane EV mandate will slaughter the American auto industry.
It is incredibly important that be accurately portrayed.
President Biden's campaign team slamming Trump.
What I heard was a continuation of the same rhetoric, the same endorsement of political violence that we've seen from Donald Trump for years.
Mike Pence, who is not endorsing Trump for president, defending his former boss.
The president was clearly talking about the impact of imports devastating the American automotive industry.
Trump's bloodbath comment coming in the same speech where he said this about migrants.
If you call them people, I don't know if you call them people. In some cases, they're not people, in my opinion.
Some Republicans on Capitol Hill questioning Trump's choice of words.
The general tone of the speech is why many Americans continue to wonder, should President Trump be president?
Trump on Fox yesterday.
If you don't use certain rhetoric, if you don't use certain words that maybe are not very nice words, nothing will happen.
Also in that speech in Ohio, Trump asked the crowd to stand and pay tribute to those who attacked the Capitol on January 6th. Trump has promised, if he wins, to free those who were convicted for the attack. Perry Russum, ABC News, Washington.
And that leads us to your viewer poll. You can scan the QR code right there on your screen to take part. We ask you, are you worried about violence following the election? Okay, let's take a look. 43% of you say yes, and 57% of you say no. We want to keep hearing from y'all. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part in our viewer poll. The time is now 6:45 on our Monday morning. Still to come, a small plane crashed yesterday, killing one person and hurting another. Okay, it's time to celebrate those birthdays. Happy birthday to Macy. Hope you have a great birthday. Love Uncle Jay, Aunt Juju, McKenna, and Micah.
Oh, happy birthday and happy 15th birthday to Carlos, to the one and only son. Hope you have a great day today. Love you so much from Mom and Dad.
I'm blowing out the candles today. Queen Latifah, the actress, singer, and rapper, is 54. Happy birthday, Queen Latifah.
Yeah, happy birthday, Queen Latifah. And a happy 35th wedding anniversary to Miguel and Teresa from your family with lots of love. Happy 35th. Congratulations. And to see your birthday wish live on 25 News Now Sunrise, come to crossroadstoday.com. Click on More and under Home, UCKV to submit your birthday.
All right, the time is now 6:46 on our Monday morning. Happy birthday if you're celebrating one today.
Yes, happy birthday and happy anniversary. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, good morning, Crossroads. I'm real glad to hear that most of us, or at least actually all of us, were safe this last weekend with that severe weather we had. A good majority of us actually didn't see it, but some of us in the northern counties did see some severe weather. In fact, I actually went chasing on Friday because I'm actually certified by the National Weather Service for storm spotting and reporting. And look at this beautiful supercell that they had up there in Shiner and Yoakum. Actually, a little closer to Shiner than Yoakum, halfway between 77. But that storm actually dropped 1 inch hail in Hallettsville. And look at this great picture, though, that I shot right along the highway. Got a nice little shell cloud here, got a little lowering here for a wall cloud, and also some rising scud and a blue-green hue. that's indicative of hail. In fact, looking at the radar, when it came through, you can see it started forming right here along the highway. It started moving east through Hallettsville, and that's right when it dropped that inch hail in Hallettsville. But good news for us is that we're done with the severe weather. Maybe some more garden variety thunderstorms coming on Thursday, but maybe 1 or 2 really light showers coming our way this afternoon. We'll take a look at all that and more in just a few more moments. Back to Carolina.
Thank you, Parker. Celine Dion speaking out about her current medical condition. The singer revealed in 2022 she is battling stiff person syndrome. It's a rare neurological condition that triggers spasms and muscle rigidity. Last Friday marked Stiff Person Syndrome Awareness Day, and Dion posted a message on her Instagram about her personal fight. She said battling the condition has, quote, been one of the hardest experiences of my life. She said she is determined to one day get back on stage and live as normal of a life as possible. Dion stopped touring and performing live when she revealed her diagnosis. Still to come on Sunrise, news to know before you go. North Korea fired missiles into the sea as Secretary of State Antony Blinken visited Seoul on Sunday for a conference on advancing democracy. Small experimental plane crash yesterday in Arizona, killing one person and hurting another. The National Transportation Safety Board says it's investigating the crash involving what it describes as an experiment amateur-built air creation twin aircraft. It went down with 2 people on board near the Gila Bend Airport Sunday morning. The Maricopa County Sheriff's Office says they airlifted one person to a hospital with serious injuries and one person died at the scene. North Korea fired missiles into the sea as Secretary of State Antony Blinken visited Seoul on Sunday for a conference on advancing democracy. South Korea's military says multiple short-range missiles were fired from an area near the North's capital. The State Department condemned the missile launches and said the U.S.'s commitment to South Korea and Japan is, quote, ironclad. It called on North Korea to engage in diplomacy and dialogue. The missile launches come days after South Korea and the U.S. finished large-scale joint military drills. A bank card belonging to a missing University of Missouri student, Riley Strain, has been located near a river in Tennessee. The card was discovered Sunday afternoon on an embankment by the Cumberland River by two women. They heard about the search for Strain on social media and realized that one of them lived nearby. The two women climbed down the riverbank and were sorting through trash when they found a bank card with the name Riley Strain on the back. On March 8th, Strain was visiting Nashville when he went missing after being kicked out of a bar on Gay Street in the city's Broadway area. Investigators have not said what the bank card means for their search. A city councilman has resigned after a video surfaced showing him urinating on a bar's door. Chris Kilpatrick can be seen on surveillance footage with another man at the precinct bar on Saturday. The bar's manager The bar's manager says they later checked the security footage and found the two urinating on the bar's employee entrance. Kilpatrick resigned from his position on Thursday before a city council meeting could take place. The council released a statement saying, quote, "While we do not condone any of the behavior we observed on social media, we appreciate his 3 years of commitment and dedication to the community while serving on the council." The suspect in the fatal New Mexico State police officer shooting has been captured. This exclusive video shows the moments Jeremy Smith was taken down by deputies on Sunday. Police say Smith shot and killed Officer Justin Hare on Friday. Smith is also accused of killing a woman in South Carolina who went missing on Tuesday. Officials say Smith is expected to survive after deputies shot him multiple times on Sunday in Albuquerque. Victoria County Commissioners meet today at 10 a.m. at the Victoria County Courthouse. Here are some items from the agenda. They'll hear a proclamation for the University of Houston Victoria's 50th anniversary. Congratulations, Jags. And consider approval of the old Victoria County Jail demolition and new parking lot project. They'll also consider approval of personnel changes and more. If you cannot attend the meeting in person, you can attend the meeting virtually via Zoom. Calhoun County ISD will temporarily close its stadium and all fields when they're not in use. The move follows several vandalism incidents in the district. CCISD says they're working diligently to keep the fields game ready. They want to remind community members, if you see something happening out of the ordinary, say something so the district can continue to share the facilities with those who use them responsibly. New, Texas firefighters have completely contained the Smokehouse Creek fire in the Panhandle after battling the deadly and destructive inferno for nearly 3 weeks. Read the story by the Texas Tribune on our website, crossroadstoday.com. And we want to invite you to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, and Android TV. Just search Crossroads Today Plus. And we do have time for a final check of our forecast with Parker. Parker, how's it looking out there?
Well, Carolina, it's actually not looking too bad. Maybe a little bit breezy because we have a cold front coming through our area right now as we speak. In Port Lavaca, not too bad though. A little bit warmer along the coast because you're right next to the water, but 65 degrees down there in Port Lavaca. We're 2.4 degrees off, and your wind blowing 17 miles an hour out of the north-northeast because that front is officially coming through. All of us in the low 60s, I guess in the mid counties, but upper counties are in the upper 50s. Because that cold front is still coming through, like I said. But after the front arrives this morning, it's going to be a bit windy today with gusts probably right around 30 to 35 miles an hour at times today, especially in the morning. But then, I know the computer says otherwise, but then it calms down as you go into tonight and tomorrow. And after the front arrives, the temperature's only getting up to the upper 60s today here in the Crossroads, and tomorrow in the low 60s. So it's going to be a chilly next couple days. But the good news is we warm up later this week. But looking at your radar, we do have a couple showers firing up just southwest of us right now, and near Goliad and coming into Karnes City or so. But today, maybe 1 or 2 light showers this afternoon is what I'm thinking. But the good news is, like I was saying, after the cool weather is here for a couple days, we will warm right back to the 70s later this week.
I'm loving these bursts of cold fronts that we're getting.
Yeah, kind of little spring systems because spring starts tomorrow.
Oh, I'm excited.
Tomorrow.
All right. Well, thank you, Parker, and thank y'all for joining us. Have a wonderful Monday. And remember, follow us on our YouTube channel and join us tonight for 25 News Now at 5 and 10.